So let's sit up nice and comfortable. And we're just going to rest our hands on our lap for now, and we'll just close our eyes. So just bring yourself to your center. We're letting ourselves arrive to this practice. So while we're arriving to the practice, we notice the space that we're in, things that are around us. And you can either have your eyes open or closed. I find when we close our eyes, we tend to go in a little bit more inwards instead of being so out there. So, but it's entirely up to you, wherever you feel comfortable. So if your eyes are open, just make sure that you just have a very soft gaze. And then again, just be aware of what's around you, what's underneath you, what's supporting you. And do you feel that support? Your foundation. So not only what you're sitting on, but what you're sitting on, as in what part of your body is touching the ground. And it could be different parts of your body. It might be your whole backside. Maybe you're lying down. Maybe you need to lie down. Maybe your shins are touching. Maybe your back of your thighs. Maybe your knees. Maybe your hands. And whenever you feel ready, go a little bit deeper into yourself. And we're going to be doing just a little body scan. Just moving up and down your body, just giving yourself a little checkout or a check-in. So paying attention to how you're feeling. And really listening to what your body is trying to tell you. Your body is very, very good at talking. Most of the time we don't listen very well. So this is a chance for you to listen. So what are your joints trying to tell you right now? What are your muscles trying to tell you right now? Maybe you can connect a little bit more with your organs, the biggest organ being your skin. Maybe you're able to connect with that a little bit more right at this moment. And trying to really be in this moment, being as present as possible. Okay, the past is the past. It's finished, it's gone. And the future is the future. We really don't know what's coming. All we can do is live in this present moment and just be aware of it and notice, and we can learn from it too. Okay, and then go up in your head. Go, what's happening up there? What kind of thoughts are moving around up there? How busy is it up there in your head? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel calm? Maybe you feel impatient, maybe frustrated. Maybe you feel happy, maybe joyous that the sun is out today and it's warm. We can also feel a whole pile of different emotions at the same time too, and we can feel a lot of different things. So just be aware of them. Feelings come and go as well too, just like sensations. We can feel things and they're attached to our emotions. So when we feel something, they'll make us feel something, like an emotion. For example, the sunny day outside and the warm wind makes you feel happy. How can you not feel happy? Although some people might not feel happy. Maybe some people enjoy the snow a little bit more in the cold. That's okay too. Okay, so let's now bring our awareness to your breath and just notice your breath. Moving in and out of your body. Just watching your breath move back and forth, in and out. Noticing how it's moving today. And this might be a little bit of repetitive, but I think it's a really, really good learning experience. Really good exercise to pay attention to your breath. And really be aware of how it's moving. I mean, really breathing is the most important thing you can ever do in your life. So it's really good to get to know your breath. Really be aware of it. Really feel it. You should know it intimately, more than anything else. Just notice how the breath is moving in and out of your body. Just sitting comfortably. Allow that breath to grow. Let it grow. Let it get a little bit deeper. Let it get a little bit more expansive without forcing it or stressing about it or struggling with it. Notice if you're breathing in through both nostrils the same. Maybe you're breathing in through one nostril a little bit more. Maybe you have your mouth open a little tiny bit and a little bit of breath is coming in and or out there. And then just see with every single breath if you can get it just a little bit deeper so it's starting to go into the belly. So as you inhale, the belly is going to move out just a little bit more. And as you exhale, the belly is going to move in just a little bit more. Really breathing like this really should feel very, very calming to the nervous system. Okay, let's take one more breath just like that. A little bit deeper into the belly. And then exhale everything out of your body. And then on your inhale, bring your arms above your head and lift up and stretch up. Stretch up. And then exhale, bring the arms down and just push the air out. And then we're going to do it again. Inhale, lift the arms up, palms face up. Hands can touch above your head. And then exhale, push the air all the way down. Okay, we're going to start to count. So as we inhale, we're going to count for a count of 5. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands touch. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hands touch. Exhale, arms down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Do it one more time. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just hold your arms down there for a moment and just notice your breathing again. Sometimes breathing like that, it mixes you all up. So just check yourself out again. Notice if your heart is beating a little bit quicker, just because we use some movement. And notice if your breathing is kind of fluctuating there. Just notice what it's doing. Okay. And if you're lying down on your back, maybe bring yourself up to a seat now. And we're going to clasp our hands, and then we're going to bring them underneath our chins. And our elbows are going to come together as much as you can. For some people, this isn't possible. So you just do what you can do, okay? So your hands are underneath your chin, and your elbows are somewhat together. Okay. As we breathe in, you're going to move the elbows and you're going to bring them up. Bring them up as high as you can. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring the elbows back together. Okay? So we're just going to keep doing that with our breath. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, bring them back down. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift them up. And exhale, bring them back down. 2 more times. Inhale, lift them up. And exhale, bring them back down. Last time, inhale, bring them up. And exhale, bring them back down. And then just release your hands, bring your hands down to your lap and just notice there for a few moments. We're going to do that again, but we're going to count the breath. So we're going to do 5 in and 5 out. Okay, and we're going to do that 5 times. But just notice from a starting point how that felt. Okay. Okay, so let's bring our hands together, clasp them, and bring them underneath our chins again. And we'll start this again. And if you're struggling with this, just do what you can do, okay? So don't try to force it. Okay, on your inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last time, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your hands down, close your eyes, and just do a little check-in. Did you notice your armpits opening up a little bit more? And maybe you were breathing into that part of the body a little bit more when we did this? Anything else that you noticed? Okay, we're going to stand up. So let's push ourselves up and stand up. So if you need some balancing things, so maybe if you need a chair or a wall, have that close by, just in case if you need that. Okay, we're going to stand up nice and tall, and we're going to bring ourselves into Tadasana. So bring your feet about hip width apart, press in your feet into the ground, and try to put your entire feet into the ground. So that means all your 10 toes should be connected as much as possible. And the ball of your foot, outside of your foot, outside edge, the inside edge, and your heel. So there's 4 points here. So 1 underneath the pinky toe, 1 underneath the big toe, and then 2 in the heel, 1 on each side. So you want to try and have those all 4 points on each foot connected. Okay, so root down through there. The knees, try not to lock them. I know there's a tendency to really try to force them. Try not to. Try to maybe feel an engagement in the legs, but the knees have a little bit of a wiggle room there. And you're going to reach your arms down towards the ground, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your neck, through your head, and allow the top of your head, the crown of your head to reach up towards the ceiling. So this is our Tadasana. And this is actually one of the most difficult poses, mountain pose. So believe it or not, this is one of the most difficult because you're trying to be strong here, strong and not moving like a mountain. But remember, inside a mountain, there's lava. So it's a little bit soft at the same time. We're trying to find some stillness here and not allow the mind to wander. It's not easy, not at all. Okay, so we're going to take a big breath in here. We're going to bring our arms all the way up above our heads. And then we're going to exhale and bring the arms all the way back down again. Okay, we're going to do that again. This time we're going to bend into the knees. Inhale the arms all the way up. On the exhale, arms come down and then bend the knees just a little bit. And then inhale, lift all the way back up. Hands to touch. Exhale, bend into the knees just a little bit. Okay, come all the way back up. Reach up. Connect the hands up here. Hold the arms here. And we're going to do a little twist over to one side. Just a little twist, not too much. Come back to center. And then we'll twist over towards the other side. and come back to center. Okay, and then we're gonna do a little side bend here. Side bend, come back to center, and another side bend. Now, if you need to hold on to something here, go ahead and do it. You can still do a side bend. Okay, hold it here. Then bring the arms out into a T. And we're gonna do a little twist here. Twist one direction, come back to center, and twist the other direction. Come back to center, and then lift the arms up. And this time we're gonna do a forward fold. So open up the arms nice and wide, bend into the knees, and reach towards the toes. Don't worry if you touch them or not. And then bring yourself all the way back up. Reach up. And then bring your hands to your heart and then down by your side. Just take a moment here. Okay, and then we're gonna take the right leg and we're gonna cross it over the left leg. So trying to put weight into both feet. You might have to adjust here. So your feet don't have to be really close. They don't have to be in line with each other. Maybe one foot is a little bit ahead of each other. And you might need a little bit of more support by holding onto a chair or wall or leaning against a wall here. Okay, so we're trying to find those 4 points again. So try not to look at your feet if possible. Okay, so the idea is energy goes where your attention goes. So if you look towards your feet, your energy is going to go downwards. We want the energy in our feet, but we also want to keep ourselves upright. Okay, so try to just go inside yourself, direct your energy inside towards the feet, securing all 4 points on both feet. Okay, now we're going to inhale the arms back up again, hands to touch. You might feel wibbly wobbly here. Okay, that's okay. Okay, on our next breath, on our next exhale, we're just going to twist over to one side. We're not going to be able to go very far. Okay, and then come back to center. So going slow, using your breath, over towards the other side this time. And then come back to center. Okay, so now we're going to do a side bend. Inhale here, exhale, do a little side bend. Doesn't have to be very far. Inhale, come up, make sure both feet are connected. Exhale over towards the other side. Whew, that's a little bit trickier. Inhale, come all the way back up. Now bring your arms into a T. And then we'll do a little twist. Twist one direction. Come back to center. And twist the other direction. Good. Come back to center. Bring the arms all the way up. And then we're going to float down and see if we can reach down towards the toes. You probably won't be able to, and that's okay. If you do, wow, I can't. And then come all the way back up again. All the way back up. Reach up. Bring your hands towards your heart. Now, if you need to hold on to something, because we're going to lift up the right foot, the foot that's in front of us. We're going to push into the left foot, lift up the right foot, and then just allow it to hover there for a moment. Allow it to hover, and then bring it back down. And bring the arms down. And notice. What do you notice? You might notice that your left leg, you really feel it. You used a lot of muscles there. You might notice something else too. Also notice your thoughts, your feelings, and if your mind decided to go fly out the window while we were doing that. Notice that as well too. Okay, so we're going to inhale, arms all the way up again. Reach and stretch up, and we're going to float ourselves all the way down into a forward fold. Reach down towards your toes. And then come all the way back up again. Reach up. And bring your hands towards your heart. Okay, so let's root down through our right foot and pick up the left foot and then cross it over to that other side. And again, adjust your feet. So everyone's feet are going to be a little bit different. Okay, make sure the four points in each foot are firmly connected to the ground. Okay, just stay here for a moment just to allow yourself to adjust, because it's going to feel different on this side. You might feel something in your hips, or in other places in your body. Okay. Now on your inhale, we're going to bring the arms back up again, hands to touch. And we're going to do a twist. So you decide which way you want to twist. First, we're doing both sides, so it doesn't matter. Inhale here, exhale, twist. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, twist the other direction. Inhale, come back to center. And we'll do a little side bend. Side bend. Inhale, come back to center. And side bend the other direction. Good. Inhale back to center. And then bring the arms down into a T. And then we'll twist in our T. Come back to center. And twist. Go slow. Take your time. Back to center. And then bring the arms all the way up again. And we'll do a forward fold. So bend into your legs, reach down towards the toes. You might not get that far. And then bring yourself all the way back up again. Reach up. Bring your hands towards your heart. Okay, so we're going to root down through that right foot this time if you need to hold on to something. So we're going to balance on that right foot. You're going to pick up that left foot and you're just going to allow it to hover. And it might only be hovering like a centimeter off the ground. It doesn't matter how high it is, really it doesn't. Just hold it here, and then bring that foot down. Good. And then inhale the arms all the way back up again, and we'll do another forward fold. Reach down towards the toes. This time we're going to come up halfway. So halfway, you're holding on to, putting your hands onto your thighs or your shins. And then forward fold again. And then bring yourself all the way back up. Reach up nice and tall. And then bring your hands towards your heart. And then down by your side. Okay, so take a moment there and just notice how it felt on that side. I got something going off here, a little alarm, I don't know what anyway. Okay, so take a moment here, just breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay, inhale the arms all the way back up again. Bring your hands towards your heart. We're going to shift the weight again into that right leg. Pick up that left leg, allow it to hover just for a moment, and then plunk it back down. So we're crossing the legs again. Okay, so this time we're going to inhale the arms all the way up. We're going to add on here. So hands to touch. Okay, we're going to do a little twist towards one side, just like we've been doing. Come back up to center. Twist towards the other way. Back up to center. Side bend. Back up to center. Side bend the other direction. Back up to center. And then arms into a T. We'll do a little twist one way. Back to center. In the opposite direction. Back to center. And then we're going to move our arms into eagle arms. So we're going to have the right arm on top of the left arm. Okay, and then wind your arms around. So you can decide how much you want to wind. You can also just have at the wrists or at the elbows or a little bit higher up. It's entirely up to you. So we're just going to hold ourselves here. Okay, so we're doing eagle with both legs on the ground. And if you feel like you want to go a little bit more, maybe you can just put the weight into your left foot a little bit more and then bring that right foot up. If you want to challenge yourself, you don't have to. You can just even just have that toe on the ground, or you can just stay with both feet connected. This is still doing something. We're still finding some balance here. Make sure your knees are not locked. Notice the way that you're breathing. We've put ourselves into a situation. How are you responding to this situation? Can you breathe easily? Can you be present with it and be aware of what's happening in this moment? Or has your mind flown out the window? Kind of avoiding the situation. Can you be with this position and just breathe through it? Or do you want to move out of it as quickly as possible? None of this is right or wrong. It's just observing what's happening. Okay, let's take one more breath here. And then we're going to unwind those arms, bringing them back into a T. Give ourselves a little stretch here, opening up through the arms. Maybe squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up through the throat and through the neck. And then bring your hands towards your heart. Shift the weight back into your right leg, and we're just going to pick up that left foot. Pick up the left foot. Okay, so now if you need support here, because we're going to move back and forth, we're going to take that left foot, we're going to put it on the ground. We're going to shift the weight into that left foot and pick up the right foot, just a little bit. And then we're going to rock back again. Back into the right foot, pick up the left foot. So again, if you need to hold on to something, do that. So we're just going to go back and forth, nice and slow. Really being aware of how your feet are connecting to the ground. Forward and back, forward and back. Trying to stay as upright as possible. If you want to do something different with your hands, you can. Entirely up to you. Just feeling that weight shift, going slow. Playing with your balance here. Don't get too serious. Smile. Smiling also allows the nervous system to relax. When we're happy, we're relaxed. When we're nervous, we tend to tense up. And tension doesn't really help our balance. Let's do that one more time. Then we're going to come back into that right foot. Allow that left foot to hover for a moment. And then we're going to plunk it right back down beside the right foot. And we'll take a breath here. Take a breather and bring the arms all the way up. Reach up. And then exhale, float yourself all the way down into a forward bend again. Come up halfway. And forward bend. And then we're going to bring ourselves all the way back up again. Bring ourselves all the way up. And then bring our arms down onto our thighs. Bend into the knees, and we're going to do a few cows and cats here. Okay? If you want to do them on the ground, you're very, very welcome, or against the wall, you could do that too. So we're just going to bend into the knees a little bit. We're going to move into our cow, drop the belly, open up our throat, and then exhale, round out the back, tuck the pelvis under. So moving forward and back into our cow. Exhale into the cat. Into our cow. And exhale into the cat. Good. And then we're going to bring ourselves back up. Standing again in our mountain pose, Tadasana. Close the eyes and again, do a little check-in. Notice also there's going to be some big sensations. There's also going to be some really, really subtly quiet sensations. Notice as much as you can. Okay, inhale the arms all the way up this time, all the way up, reach. And then we'll do a forward fold again. Reach down towards the toes, come up halfway, and forward bend. And then bring ourselves all the way back up. Reach up, bring your hands towards our heart. Shift the weight into the left foot. Take the right foot up and see if you can hover it. And again, the toe might touch. Just see if you can hover. Try to stand up as tall as you can. Root down through that left foot. And then place that right foot over and down. The other side of that left foot. So standing up nice and tall here. Okay, inhale the arms all the way up. Hands to touch. And we'll do another little twist over to one side. Come back to center. Twist towards the other side. Come back to center. Make sure you have some clearance between your ears and your shoulders. Side bend. Use your core to lift you back up. Side bend. Come back up. Bring the arms into a T. And we'll do our T twist. One direction. Come back to center. And the opposite direction. Won't probably be able to go very far. Back to center. Okay, so now we're going to take our right arm, bring it underneath the left arm, and twist the arms around. And if you did this side before, then just reverse it, just as long as you're doing the opposite of what we just did. Hug those elbows in towards our body. Trying to stand up as tall as we can. Feet both are connected. And let's just hold ourselves here. And notice. You want to challenge yourself. Perhaps maybe close your eyes. Or perhaps shift the weight a little bit more into that left foot and bring up the right foot and hug it a little bit, wind it a little bit closer in. All these things are going to allow you to challenge yourself a little bit more if you want that challenge. Entirely up to you. Especially taking away your sight. That really works on playing around with your balance, but you don't need to. I'm just holding it here and breathing and noticing. Noticing how you're feeling, what's going through your mind. The arms are not working for you like this. You can just give yourself a little hug and hold on to your shoulders. That's always an option. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Just notice. Notice how your body's responding. Your mind's responding. Notice as much as you can. Okay, when you're ready, if you're balancing on one foot, bring that other foot down. So you're balancing on now 2 feet. And then you're going to open up your arms nice and wide. Open them up into a T. Just open up your throat, your chest, your heart. Just expand a little bit more. Maybe draw your shoulder blades together. And then bring your arms down. Bring your arms all the way up. Hands to touch. Bring your hands down into your heart. Then shift the weight again into your left foot. Pick up your right foot. Just find your balance here. And then we're going to go forward and back. So we're going to take a step forward into the right foot, lift up the left foot behind you. And then go backwards into the left foot, lift up the right foot. We're just going to go forward and back. Making sure that you plant your feet firmly, finding all 4 points on each foot as you move your body forward and back. Forward and back. A couple more times. You can even pause if you want to. Okay, last time, put the weight into that left foot, bring the right foot and just lift it up and allow it to hover just for a moment. Notice if you're tensing up anywhere. Okay, and then bring that foot down. Inhale the arms all the way up, reach up. Big breath, and then exhale, float yourself all the way down into a forward bend. Reach down towards your toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, reach all the way down, and then you're going to bring yourself all the way back up again. Reach up. Good. And then bring your hands down towards your heart, down by your sides. Okay, take a moment here. And then we're going to heel toe the feet away from each other. So they're maybe about the width of your short end of your mat. So they're going to be wider than your hips, okay? And we can point the toes out a little bit. Okay, going to inhale the arms up again. Bring your hands towards your heart. And we're going to come into like a little squat. We're going to bring our buttocks back, okay? And then we're going to move from left to right, shifting the weight into one foot as we bend into that knee, and then into the other foot. We don't have to go down too far. We can even be up here a little bit and then just moving from side to side. You decide what feels best on your body. If you want, you can even go right down, entirely up to you. The idea is we do not want to put a lot of weight into that knee that's being bent. So make sure that you're sitting a little bit further back. You should have equal weight between both feet. Even though we're shifting the weight back and forth, you're still planting both feet firmly. Okay, we're going to do that a couple more times. Okay, and then come back up to center and stand, okay? Bring your feet so they're pointed out a little bit more. And then we're going to bring our arms up and we're going to make ourselves into a star. Okay, hold it here. Feel as if you're taking your hands and bringing them up to the corners of the room, and your toes are pointing to the bottom corners of the room. And your head is reaching towards the ceiling. Okay, so the crown of the head. So we're not lifting up the chin is level with the ground. Okay, good. On the exhale, we're going to bring our elbows in, bend into our knees, and make ourselves small, even though our legs are going to stay there. And then we're going to inhale and we're going to grow and expand again. Exhale, bring ourselves in again, nice and slow. And then bloom ourselves out and open. Exhale, all the way down. And then inhale, open. Okay, do you think we can do this with our breath count? So just holding ourselves here for a moment. Actually, bring our arms down just for a moment. We're going to try and do that 2 times, breathing in for 5 and exhaling for 5, okay? If you're feeling it's too much on your arms, adjust, please, okay? Try not to put the stress into the shoulders. If it's too much, just do what you can do, okay? On your inhale, for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to our star. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just bring our arms down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Walk your feet together. And we're going to bring ourselves down onto your mat. Okay, come all the way down onto the mat. So I'm going to turn my mat. So we're going to come onto the side of our body. onto our sides. We're going to take our right arm and bring our right arm. So it's kind of, we're on our lower arm, our forearm. Okay, and we're reaching our legs out. Okay, so our shoulder and our elbow are connected, and we have our hips on the ground. Okay, and we have our left hand is supporting us in front of us, our bodies. Does everyone need to adjust their camera so that they can see me? If you need to do that. I know it happens. No worries. Okay. So if you need to put something underneath your hips to get yourself a little bit more comfortable, do that. Okay, you might need a blanket. Okay, so you're going to take your top leg and you're going to make it so it's like a little kickstand. Okay, a little kickstand. Yeah, just like that. And it doesn't have, the leg does not have to come up too high. It's just a little kickstand. It's just to support yourself a little bit more. Okay, on your next breath, you're going to see if you can push into both arms, your left hand and your right hand, and into your kickstand and lift your hips up. And then bring yourself back down. You might not be able to, but you might feel an activation. So we're really looking more for an activation than really trying to lift yourself totally up. Okay? So pushing into both hands, lift up and back down. And you might just feel a lot more maybe in your neck. And so if you do feel it in your neck, how can you make your neck feel better? So maybe you need to move it so you're not straining. Let's do that one more time, putting the weight into your hands, lift up your hips, and then bring yourself back down. Okay, and then we're going to come on to our bellies, rolling onto the bellies, and giving ourselves a big stretch. So reaching the arms forwards, reaching our legs back. Just giving ourselves a nice little stretch here. And then we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders, push our lower bodies down, and we're going to do a little cobra. So we're going to inhale, lift up, exhale, bring ourselves back down. One more time, inhale, lift up, and bring yourself back down. Good. And then stretch your arms back out again. Give yourself a little stretch. And then you're going to move yourself over onto your left side. Okay, so left side of your body, doing the same thing. Left forearm's going to be on the ground. Your right hand's going to be right in front of your chest on the ground. And then you've got a little kickstand with your right foot. If that works for you. For some reason, this side doesn't want to work for me, so I'm going to have my right foot in front of my left foot, and I'm going to be able to push up a little bit there too. So if you don't need that kickstand, as I'm not needing it, it's entirely up to you. For me, it feels better without the kickstand. So I'm going to put my weight into my left forearm and my right hand. On my inhale, pushing into my feet, I'm going to lift up my hip and then bring it back down again. And you might not lift up the hip, you might just feel some activation in your obliques, in your side, okay? We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. I'm really not getting off the ground too much. I just feel activation in my core. One more time, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Good. And then we're going to lie down on our tummies again, bringing our arms out in front of us, giving ourselves a nice little stretch. And then place your hands again underneath your shoulders. Elbows right beside the sides of your body. You're gonna push down through your hips, through the tops of your feet. Forehead's on the ground. Push into your hands and bring yourself up into a little baby cobra. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Inhale again, lift yourself up. And exhale, lower yourself back down. Good. Stretch out your arms again. Give yourself a nice little stretch. And then we're going to bring ourselves into child's pose. If that's acceptable to you, if that works for you, you might want to put something underneath your knees. Bring your toes together. Your knees are slightly apart, and you're just going to fold yourself forward. You want to put something underneath your forehead, you can. And if that's not working for you, you can just lay down on your tummy. And we're going into a little child's pose. Take a few breaths there. Just notice. Remembering not every pose is for everybody. Okay, so you're going to bring yourself up and you're going to come down and lie down on your backs this time. Lie down on your back, knees bent. Knees bent. And place your hands down by your sides. Just notice how it is to lay here just like this, just for a moment. Then you're going to walk your feet a little bit away from each other and draw your knees together. This is constructive rest, so just take a few moments there. For most people, this feels okay. Of course, not for everybody, so just check it out just to see how it feels. Take a few breaths here. Your feet should be flat on the ground, knees are together. Shoulders are soft onto the ground. Okay, then you're going to bring your knees apart. Walk your feet just a little bit closer together so they're pretty much hip width apart. Press into your right foot and take your left leg and cross it over. So the ankle is going to come onto your front thigh. So left leg, left ankle on your front thigh. Okay. We're just going to just hold it here. Flex that left foot and then take your left hand and place it on your left thigh. And you're just going to apply just a little bit of pressure. Just feeling a little bit of resistance as you push your left thigh away. We'll just take a few breaths here. Again, being aware of what's happening here. And then release your leg, release the hand, release the leg. Take that left leg, reach it up towards the sky, and then bend back down and put it on the ground. Stay here for a moment, allow the body to readjust. And then we'll put the weight into the left foot, pick up the right foot, cross it over. The ankle of the right foot comes onto the left thigh. Just play around with it. It's going to feel different on this side of the body. Just notice that. And then take your right hand, place it on your right thigh, and just add a little bit of resistance there. So you're just going to push just very, very gently, just feeling the hip opening up a little bit. So not too much pressure. Flex that right foot. And then just take a few breaths here, just noticing what you notice. And really paying attention to sensations and anything that's changing, anything that's different or feels the same, or anything that you absolutely notice. We'll take one more breath here. And then release that right hand. Take the right leg, reach it all the way up towards the ceiling, and then bring it back down. So both feet are on the ground now. Walk the feet a little bit away from each other. And we're just gonna move the knees from side to side. These are windshield wipers, side to side. So I'm just moving into a twist. And adjusting your arms. Adjust your arms so that they feel good. So you might want to place them on your belly. You might want to place them palms up or palms down, entirely up to you. Maybe into a T or cactus arms. And we're just gonna very, very gently moving those knees side to side, just feeling that maybe a little massage on our sacrums. And again, some people like this, some people don't. So if it's not working for you, just do what you can do. Okay, so we're gonna come into the twist. So the next time your legs drop to one side, we're just gonna stay there. So we're going to adjust them so you're comfortable. That might mean you need to bend them more, or you might need to straighten your legs more. And then notice what you're doing with your head. So your head might be neutral, looking up towards the ceiling, or it might be looking in the same direction as your knees, or in the opposite direction. It's entirely up to you what feels better for you or what you might want to explore. We'll just take a couple breaths here. Seeing if we can release any tension that might be lingering anywhere. Okay, on your next breath, bring your head back to center if it isn't, and then bring your knees back up. Take a breath here, allowing your body to readjust. And then on your next exhale, drop the knees in the opposite direction. And again, making any adjustments. That might mean you need to bend your knees a little bit more or straighten your knees a little bit more. And then notice where you want to bring your head. Keep it centered in the same direction as your knees or in the opposite direction. Entirely up to you. Just notice. This is an opportunity to explore. Be curious. Notice how you respond to different things. The more we learn about how our response is to different situations, the more we're able to direct our responses to become a little bit more calmer, to be a little bit more accepting of different situations and not get all upset. I know it's always a work in progress, but this can help us regulate our nervous system a little bit better and not have stress take over and make ourselves sick. Okay, next breath, bring those knees all the way back up. Take a moment here, allowing the body to readjust itself. Move the head back if you haven't yet. And then you can extend your legs out and bring yourself into Savasana. Now, at the very beginning, I said that Tadasana, mountain pose, and Savasana were the most difficult poses, and they are. This is a pose where you have to try to stay in the present moment and keep your mind present without having the mind leave the room or go on its own little journey. You want to keep it where you are. Keep it with your breath. At the same time, you want to really soften yourself. You want to feel as if you're melting into the ground, but feeling very, very supported where you are. This is the opportunity to allow all the benefits of your practice become absorbed and integrated. And just allow yourself just to soften here, get comfortable. Try not to fall asleep, but allow yourself to relax. Very, very peacefully allow your breath to deepen. Allow that to be the first thing that you feel happening in your body. And then as your awareness becomes a little bit deeper, bring a little bit of motion back in, fingers, toes, wiggle, wiggle. Maybe moving your head very gently from side to side, just reawakening yourself. And then when you're ready, you can move over onto one side. And then gently bring yourself up into a seat. And then just close your eyes. And just take a moment to reflect on your practice. Was there anything that you learned about yourself today? Did anything come up that you were curious enough about? Were there any feelings or emotions that might have come up that you weren't expecting, or maybe you did expect? Did your mind try to keep us escaping from you, going on its own little journey? It happens all the time. Don't worry about it if it does. It's just something to practice and work on, that trying to keep as present as you possibly can. That's why we call this a practice. We're practicing. We're practicing here so that we can live out there. Noticing how we're responding to different situations. Trying to keep calm, trying to be the best version of ourselves as we possibly can. Okay, bring your hands towards your heart, bow your heads, give yourself gratitude. Gratitude for enjoying me here on this beautiful day. Thank you very much for doing that, sharing your energy. And then give yourself gratitude for just doing something really generous and kind towards yourself. And we'll close our practice today with one Om. So take a breath in through the nose. Sigh it out and let it go. Breathe in for 1 Om. Namaste.